These are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DAAD webinar series. Today, it will be our last webinar in the series before the summer break, and I'm very happy that we have today two presenters from the TU Berlin and the TU Berlin Campus Alguna. Before we start, I would like to address a few things about the webinar tool itself. First of all, yes, we will share the slides with you. I will upload the PDFs later on the DAAD website. I record this webinar and I will also upload the recording, and I will send you a follow-up email with the link to the DAAD webinar website where you can download the presentations and also the recording. And of course, we will have the contact information on the slides, but I will also include that again in the follow-up email later on. If you are not familiar with the GoToWebinar tool, you're all muted, but you do have the opportunity to get in touch with us, and I highly encourage you to get in touch with us through this question panel. You can ask us questions throughout the webinar, but I will collect them, and then we will have a Q&A where I will ask the presenters these questions. Otherwise, if potentially you do have audio trouble, try switching between mic and speakers and use the telephone. And if that doesn't work, you can also check your audio settings on your computer. With that, I would like to briefly introduce to you today's speakers. First of all, it's me. I'm Hani Geist. I'm the DAAD Information Officer here in the San Francisco office for DAAD, and I will moderate this webinar, but I will also talk to you a little bit about DAAD. And then I'm very happy that from Egypt and from Berlin join us today Thomas Rieke, the Science Manager at the TU Berlin, and Reem Ramli, who's the Marketing Director at the TU Berlin Campus Alguna. And while they present, they will probably tell you a little bit more about themselves as well. Now, what's today's agenda? First of all, I'd like to, if you are not familiar with DAAD, just briefly say who we are and then what kind of scholarships and grants are available. And then we'll jump right into the presentation by the TU Berlin, and then afterwards, the TU Berlin Campus Alguna. So there will be an overview of TU Berlin and the international degree programs on the master's level, but also on the PhD level in various fields. And then we will jump right into the very interesting, very fascinating campus, TU Berlin Alguna. And Reem will talk to you a little bit about the programs that are offered and also the program structure. And then, as I mentioned, there will be plenty of time at the very end to for you to get your questions answered. So feel free to ask those questions at any point, and I will collect them. Now, what is DAAD? Simply put, DAAD is the higher education arm of the German government. We're an independent association of German universities. We do provide scholarships and grants to all academics, all stages and all disciplines, but we do also provide information and counseling just generally about studying in Germany, research in Germany, and we do also support the internationalization of German universities. And one aspect of that is the offering more international programs and helping with the structures of the campus that really welcomes international students. And I know that there are not just students here joining us today from the US or Canada, but also from other parts of the world. And I just wanted to show you this map of DAAD. So I'm in the San Francisco office, and the DAAD North America offices administer the grants for U.S. And Canadian students and students with a permanent resident status. But if you are from a different part of the world, I know that there are, for example, listeners from Egypt. There is a DAAD Cairo office. So if you're in that region, do feel free to contact that office. They also have a DAAD Cairo website with a lot of information specifically for that region for students and researchers that are interested in studying in Germany. Now, why study in Germany? There are, of course, many reasons, and I'm sure that Thomas and Riem will address that a little bit later on, of course, focusing on their campuses. But I just would like to mention that there is high quality of education, despite the fact, and you've probably heard that in the news, there are no tuition fees, generally speaking, for higher education in Germany. And after that, there are a lot of career opportunities, and you are able to stay in Germany for a certain period of time where you can look for a job on your student visa. So I think that's also something very interesting for you to keep in mind. And then, of course, language and culture is interesting in Germany, and we have a great social life as well. Now, as I mentioned, DAAD scholarships fund study abroad and internships and senior thesis research. We do offer health insurance as well and some travel reimbursements. For undergraduate students that are here in the United States, we do offer a grant that would allow students to go to Germany for 4 months or 10 months during the German academic year. Again, all academic fields. But I think the grant that's most interesting to students at this point, especially in this webinar, is the study scholarship for graduate students. Now, students can use that either to do a 1-year non-degree exchange or 2 years to do a full master's degree in Germany. And I will talk a little bit more at the very end about what the options are for students who would like to be part of the program that's offered through the Elguna campus. Now, again, if you're in the United States or in Canada, I invite you to go to our DAAD North America website to take a look at all the scholarships and grants that we offer. If you're not a U.S. or Canadian student, you're from another part of the country, the world, and you would like to go to Germany, go to daad.de, and then you will find more information for students outside of Germany and outside of the US who are interested in grants. And you can also go to funding-guide.de for an extensive database for all the scholarships and grants, not just offered through DAAD, but also through other organizations. And with that, I would like you to invite you to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook for updates on scholarships and grants, but also on just generally studying, doing research in Germany, living in Germany. And with that, I would like to switch the presentation to Thomas, who will talk to you a little bit more about the TU Berlin campus. Thomas, are you ready to present? Thomas, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
So, I hope everyone can hear me. My name is Thomas Rieke. I'm working together with Riem on our project in Egypt, TUB Campus Laguna. And just a little bit before I start with the presentation, a short introduction on the technical point of view. Since you are all receiving later on this presentation, we have all logos which you will see in the presentation and so on, we have hyperlinked, so that you can afterwards have a look in detail, a little bit more detail on this presentation. In addition, we have a diverse audience with people from several countries attending and also from partly from international offices or study abroad advisors. For those of you which are working at different universities, we will send you afterwards via email additional information about our project that we can discuss via email, also further cooperations. And for those of you which would like to study at our university, you are also welcome that we are afterwards via email in contact, and we provide you with additional infos. So, what we would like to do today is that we give you a short introduction about TU Berlin with some statistical data, PhD opportunities and support structures of TU Berlin, and master opportunities in English language at our university. We have this year and next year something which is called the Summer University. We will give you a short brief on this, and then we go to the main point of our presentation today, or of our presentations today, and this is our TUB Campus Laguna. And we hope that we can give you, with this presentation and with our sessions today and the follow-up, the next puzzle piece of your future education or academic cooperation for the future. So, where we are, TU Berlin is in the heart of Europe, in Berlin, in Germany. And our satellite campus is at the Red Sea in Al-Guna, near Hurghada in Egypt. But this later on, Riem will also explain a little bit more in detail. Statistical facts for TU Berlin. We are a full university with more than 100 study programs. We have more than 300 professors, full-time visiting professors, more than 2,500 research associates. State funding is 300 million. External funding, the third-party funds, are then also about 180 million. Every year we award about 470 doctoral degrees, which 1/3 is going to females. And we have more than 30,000 students in the different fields. We have 7 faculties. And the TUB Campus Laguna, 30% of our students are female. We are an internationalized university with close to 20% of students which are from foreign nationals. This percentage is even higher at TUB Campus Laguna. And yeah, we are trying to keep all these facts and figures a little bit short because we don't want to bore you with this. Just visit the main webpage of TU Berlin and have a look in more detail to these facts and figures. What could be interesting for you if we are thinking about PhD opportunities? So the academic circle in Germany is that you start at the university with your bachelor, which is 6 to 8 semesters, 180 ECTS, which is in credit hours. If you calculate it with an equivalency of 1.7, yeah, you can do the math. And afterwards, you do a master's degree for 1 or 2 years, and then you do your PhD, and you go to professional life, or you don't do your PhD and go after the master's thesis directly to professional life. Another opportunity is that you start working after your bachelor, and then you decide to come back to university. These advanced master degree courses is something we offer at TUB Campus Laguna. And afterwards, you can do your PhD at our university or at any other university in Europe or in the world. In addition, we are in the process to have accreditation by the by the Supreme Council of Universities in Egypt, so you could also continue your study at any Egyptian university, and afterwards start working. In addition, in Germany, there is the opportunity that you do an assessment test, so you skip the master and go directly to PhD for these people which are interested maybe in something like this. Or you just do your bachelor and start your professional life. At TU Berlin, we have an office which is trying to support you in doing your PhD at our university. The TU Doc office is offering advice in the mentioned fields at the slide. They provide information. When you receive the PDF, you just click on the logo of TU Doc, and then you are directly linked to this office and the support structure. We have two different ways of doing your PhD. This is an individual doctorate. This means that you have one supervisor, and this professor is supervising your PhD research, which means that you have to find the supervisor, then do the necessary formalities, and get enrolled at our university. TU Doc is supporting you on this. In addition, we have, which is maybe more common for you if you're from the United States, we have the structured programs, which are several running at TU Berlin in different consortia, in addition with the other universities in Berlin, which is Humboldt University and Free University, around Berlin, Potsdam. We have these different graduate schools, sometimes financed by the German government, by the Excellence Initiative. Here we have the link on the slide with the source to have an overview, because the logos you see is just a small glimpse of these opportunities. And in addition, what I already mentioned is that Berlin is a research area. So we have the Einstein Foundation, which is providing support for the academia in Berlin, and they have a very interesting booklet if you are considering to do research in Berlin or at research institutions in or around Berlin, like the Helmholtz Foundation. And this is, if you want to do your PhD, this could be a source for information for you. And we have the Berlin Science Portal, which is also worth to click on it to have a look what in Berlin is ongoing in the field of research and development academia. This for the PhD part. If we are thinking about master opportunities at TU Berlin, these are the different full-time programs we have in English language available. I know it's not much. If we are talking about more than 100 different study courses, on bachelor level everything is in German. This is due to the Berlin Higher Education Law. And in full-time in English, it's also limited. TU Berlin is working on increasing these offers for you. What you can see here is that TUB Campus Laguna is providing you with the opportunity to study energy engineering, urban development, and water engineering, partly at our campus in Guna in Egypt, and partly at TU Berlin main campus. For that, this could be maybe an interesting opportunity for you if you want to study at TU Berlin, get a German degree, and and do this at our satellite campus and our main campus in these three fields. Furthermore, we are offering for you the opportunity to have certain courses during the summertime in Germany. So if you want to have a look before you start studying at TUB Campus Laguna and come for the summer term, we have something called the Summer University, which is in 2015 combined with language courses, 3-week summer courses, and these offer. This is a new tool of TU Berlin. For sure, this will also be the next year, and the courses you can take this year are the following. Have a look. It's from satellite design up to urban development and programming in Java. I think everyone can find something of his or her interest in these different fields. So now let's go to our very interesting project, which is TUB Campus Laguna. Riem will introduce you what we are doing and what is the project we are working on. I can just tell you it's definitely worth to have a deeper look on this, either for research and development cooperation, or if you want to come and study at our university in the field of energy engineering, urban development, and water engineering. Our application deadline for the next intake in October is in the end of the month, so you still have time to apply. And further information is in the slide. Have a look at our webpage, Facebook, Twitter, scholarship informations, and yeah, then ask your questions afterwards, so we can have a short discussion on how we can work together or how we can study together our interdisciplinary, intercultural campus in Guna.
Thank you, Thomas. Before we move on to the next presentation, I actually would like to do the second poll. You may have noticed that if I do the poll, you can't see the presentation. So I would like to avoid this and now launch the second question first before we move on. It's a quick question. Are you interested in sustainability studies? Yes, no, maybe. And once everyone has put in their vote, perfect. So we have 50% say yes, Reem, and 50% say maybe. So I'm sure that you can convince the other 50% who are not yet committed and really interested in it. You can certainly
Yes.
convince them.
Yes, I hope I just want to confirm that you can see my screen. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we can. So
Yes.
yeah.
All right. Hello. I'm Rima Ramli. I'm speaking to you from Egypt, from TU Berlin campus Laguna. Of course, I thank Thomas very much. He has said a lot about our mother university, and there is more to TU Berlin, of course, than what is only in our presentations to you. There is a lot to learn, so we definitely encourage you to click on all our logos. Not on my presentation, but on definitely Thomas's. You would be able to see a lot more about what TU Berlin has to offer. Not only at the postgraduate, but also undergraduate, and also for the research development. So let me get on with what has the TU Berlin to offer in Egypt, at the Red Sea region, at our campus El Gouna. So campus El Gouna actually okay, Campus El Gouna, as we see on the screen here, it's a satellite campus of TU Berlin, Germany, and that actually means it is a physical branch of the TU Berlin. It is under the supervision of the Ministry of Higher Education of Germany, and we follow all the rules and policies, regulations, standards of education, and the qualities of it at Campus El Gouna. It is actually comes to Egypt, or comes to the Red Sea region in particular, in a partnership. It's a non-profit public-private partnership that is founded by two main organizations, which is the Sawiris Foundation for Social Development. It is a non-governmental organization in Egypt, and Orascom Development Holdings, which is actually a multinational company for development of land, real estate, and other activities around the world, actually. Also for tourism and other different structures of corporations. However, the campus was brought to the region not only to actually speak of TU Berlin, but also to offer the quality education it has to offer, as well as building on the experts for the MENA region, Middle East and North Africa, and equally to the climate, to the arid climate regions and semi-arid climate regions that share the same, let's say, the same environment, the same challenges as the Middle East does. It is, like I said, the campus is officially recognized as the German public university. Of course, it is under the Berlin University state, and the campus and laboratories, equipments, technical halls follows the German quality and standards. We are certified TÜV, and for many of you, if not, that are not aware what is the TÜV, it's actually a third-party agency that guarantees the safety and quality and the standard followed by different building structures and entities. And we are actually certified to be 100% safe and secure, in addition to be 100% under the German quality systems. The academic sector, which is the most important thing we have here to discuss, it is run exclusively by German or German-educated staff, whether from professors, from research assistants, the team of administrators and such. I myself am not German, however, I work with the team because I work on the communication and networking level more, and of course internationally, so we need to also be multinational at that level. This is actually a picture of our first master graduate class of 2014. You've been looking at it for a few. But I will turn to the next, which is actually our institutional goals. Like I said, this campus did not only come with the German education and standards of studies just for that. It actually came to increase the scientific competence in all fields of sustainable development in the MENA region, with focus on its challenges and opportunities. That's why you will notice the topics of this program studies of our master programs. And also to link the scientific education and research, academically, vocational training, also to bring up entrepreneurship, startups, and the concept of entrepreneurship among the youth in the region, and also among the global youth that joins the campus but wants to become experts in this region or experts in the arid and semi-arid climate areas around the world. We have students, just to briefly give you an idea, we have students that come to us from Venezuela, from Malaysia, we have students coming from South Africa, we have students coming actually from Ecuador this year, and also as well from Mexico and Thailand. And all of these are countries that share in different ways and means and challenges the opportunities that our region has to offer, or actually has to live by. Also to provide the MENA region with scientific solutions and research, which is exactly adds what I said before. On the other hand, we want to actually, what we do is through the postgraduate studies. So whether through master programs, PhD research, postdoc research, all of this is to serve these topics regarding the region. Summer courses and management support courses, like my colleague had mentioned, they are available at the TU Berlin in Germany, and some of them will actually be coming up on our programs on the TU Berlin campus Laguna soon enough, so they will be announced as well, and you will learn more about them. But they are all things you can benefit and add to your valuable education with us. On the other hand, of course, it's a culture. Like I said, we bring students from all around the world. So it's a culture and a scientific gateway for the region and for Europe and around the world students. Our master programs. We have the energy engineering and water engineering and urban development. Why those three topics? Those three topics were researched to be the main topics for the development of such region. They are come together through the Academia of TU Berlin, and they have studied what type of curricula would be integrated into these 3 programs to work for the development of such research, of such development, also to find the solutions for the challenges faced. As you see, these are some images of our various sites on campus, laboratories, equipments, technical halls, as well as lecture halls. The method of teaching. Our teaching methods varies, but they are all come through the 3 departments, whether through lectures, seminars, internships, which is actually part of the mandatory requirements of the 3 courses of the master programs. We also have lab courses, interdisciplinary project, which is something I'd like to stop at for a moment here to explain why our campus is unique with an interdisciplinary approach. The 3 programs work together on various research groups to investigate and research the solutions for a certain project every semester. All 3 programs, the energy, the water, and the urban development, would come together with the students, as well we actually bring some students from outside of our university to join in some winter schools to research together a project. And that's where the interdisciplinary comes in. As well, that, of course, coming from the different backgrounds of each of the students, they come with the multidisciplines to solve the problems at hand, and thus it becomes a much more realistic and practical application research, applied research. We also do integrated courses with the professors of TU Berlin, and with this we say, why professors of the TU Berlin when you already are TU Berlin University? Yes, because you see, we have the first semester for the TU Berlin campus El Gouna is conducted in El Gouna for the energy department and for the urban development department. And then when they travel to Berlin, they actually join with the team there to do some other courses. We have field experiments. El Gouna for us is an ideal location for research. We have a free and full hand to go and conduct whatever field studies we need. It is what we call our laboratory city. It is our research city. We can investigate underwater resources. We can discover the land. We can also we work on our solar voltaics there. Of course, self-study is demanded by all postgraduate studies, and students get the chance to attend exhibition, industrial fairs, and excursions as well. Those are some of the scenes, realistic scenes actually by our students at the campus. You can look at them and realize more of how the environment is like. The setup of the lecture halls is what you see there. We have plenty actually. We have more than 6 lecture halls for all the departments. This is some of the field work they do. The slides here show some of our equipment experiments, the field research, the electrical plant at El Gouna, where students actually go and conduct research by themselves and collect data for their feasibility studies. This is actually the energy engineering technical hall. As you see, it actually has various equipment for actually the study of the students and simple demonstrative experiments. There's also other laboratories for them to work at and workshops to maybe prepare some prototypes or advance some machines for their interest of research. For water engineering, this is some, if not all, this is not all of them, but some of the concept equipments that we have available on the campus. We have a drilling equipment, which is the geoprobe that actually goes around and it can dig down to 30 meters into the earth. We have full equipped laboratories. We have a wastewater treatment plant that is fully fledged. running, and actually students conduct quite valuable research on that manner. You see also there's the chemical labs, analytical equipment for chemical analysis. We have desalination membrane investigative equipment, and of course also to add on the Guna being the city lab for us, there is Olguna actually uses desalinated water, so they have a desalination plant where we conduct research upon realistic and applied research on what really happens to the machines, to the earth around, the effects, the quality of water. All of these are regular research conducted by the campus. To learn more also about the master programs, like we said, it deals with the regional problems we have. It is full-time for 2 years, and we conduct that in English. As my colleague Thomas has mentioned, the TU Berlin has brought the English master programs here in the region, not only to add to its, of course, various programs they have, but also to encourage that students from around the world could learn more from the German knowledge and technologies that they have to offer. So English, of course, comes to be the first and most common language spoken by multiple nationalities, and not as a first language, but it could be for many. The degree given by the master programs is certified by the TU Berlin. Campus Olguna is only what we call is the Central Institute of Research for the TU Berlin in the Middle East. So it is a location, an address, and also a research site. The study location, majority of the courses, which is the 4 semesters across the 2 years, are held at Campus Olguna, except for the 2nd semester for the urban development and energy engineering. Those will be conducted and are obligatory to be at Campus Charlottenburg in Berlin. All the programs that we offer at Campus Olguna are actually meet the requirements of the European education ministers, the 99 Bologna Declaration of the European Union for higher education. And to learn more about this, you can see this link, and it will be given to you with the handout, with the PDF email circulation. To learn about what is these programs that we have has to offer into the general topics of the modules. The exact curricula, I would definitely advise for those of you interested to learn more is to look it on our links that will be later shown on my presentation as well. Energy engineering deals with energy conversion, the components of it, the different energy systems available, the economics behind that, and the effects of these economics to the choices, or better said, to the distribution of the energy systems across the nations like ours. Electrical energy engineering, and of course, like we said, interdisciplinary studies and projects. Water engineering, water waste treatment, water science, science behind it, and especially the hydroengineering infrastructure. The water waste and water waste treatment is very important, as we know. If not, if some of you are aware, the arid and semi-arid climate regions definitely suffer from water shortage. Not all have the possibilities of desalination, but others have under earth water, so there's a lot of investigations in this manner. Urban development, urban planning, project management, and the technical infrastructure in this regard. The urban development actually is a very unique department we have. It is the department that brings all the programs together in many multidisciplines, interdisciplinary projects, because it looks at urban development from the various scopes of solutions, whether it's from the architectural design, whether it's from the planning, urban design, whether it's from the environmental aspects, the energy aspects it involves, the water and the resources structure, also from the sociology aspects, and you will see later on who will be able to apply in such department that is concerned with many and multiple disciplines. From here, we also see some of what we were talking just about, what's the needs, more or less, the renewable energy structure for this climate regions, for the integrating planning, the water shortage, sustainability, of course, is very important across all three schemes and all three topics of studies here, and also because they affect everywhere. Sustainability is very important, and it's a question for every day to work at and to research. So the curriculum, from here, I'm just showing you that this slide will be actually available for you to check the curricula of each of the modules we have for the master programs at the campus Urguna. I will not get into the detail of these modules because, of course, they are much more technical, much more detailed for those who are interested to learn about them. This is one of our very proud equipment we've got, which is the geoprobe I showed you in a smaller picture, but this is actually the real version of it in the technical hall where it's parked. Those are also other scenes, like you see there on the left corner under the logo. You will see the geoprobe at work with some of our students and experts with them. Also here are some of, this is one of the water laboratory halls where students are actually investigating the pumping machine and the pump testing. Actually, it actually tests the different pumps available, and depending on the, I would say, the quality of water that is passed through, whether it's industrial or whether it's gray water or black water. Accordingly, we have here some of our activities that we do on campus. I have not included the last winter school that we had, but this is an example of the winter school we had. Like you see, there is different nationalities of students on board. Some are Egyptian, some are foreigners. There were also professors from different universities, German, Egyptian, and we hope to see more of much global nationalities available at the campus as well. Those are some of the excursions that the students attending our campus Urguna get to visit or get to be actually attending. On the water engineering spectrum here on the right, you can see that they went to visit the largest sewage farm in Berlin for using sewage water in planting. So there's a lot to learn here. Then they went to the largest power plant in Berlin. Also, they go there and they do spend some time to research, not only to just visit and go out, and they actually usually include these excursions into their project research of the semester. Here, also urban development, we're visiting the Wolfsburg excursion in Berlin. And this is, they also conducted various visits to conduct a semester project. Whether projects of the urban development are done in Berlin or whether they are done in the Red Sea region, they are usually focused onto various topics. First of all, like areas like underdeveloped areas, informal settlements. They also go for upgrade of old cities, upgrade of new cities that has been built, but yet there is a point of development that should be addressed in the research. And accordingly, they look at all of these through their various semesters. So the student is really exposed to multiple research topics before his master's thesis comes. This is actually one of a kind weather station that is available since February 2013 at close to the campus. We have now 3 of these available for all researchers. You can find actually the data on our website. If you check the energy engineering research link, you will find the data there, and you can definitely see how it's progressing automatically. last but not least, we see also the excursions that the students do, like the Hannover Messe in Germany, which is very popular for all the industrial and technical exhibitions. Who can apply? It's an important question for our campus, but yet we must say that whatever is listed here is not only limited to, because coming from different countries and different backgrounds of studies, not all countries apply the same title studies or include the same programs and subjects into their bachelor's or into their background studies that engineers join in. So for energy engineering, and like we said, this is not only limited to this, but whatever is related. So we accept students from mechanical, electrical, and chemical engineering. In urban development, we also look into students from architect, urban planning, like I said, environmental before, geography or geologist, urban design, landscaping, candidates from civil engineering, law, political science, business administration, sociology, economics. All of the factors that affects the urban development are encouraged to apply with this program. Water engineering, we actually look on various backgrounds that relates to environmental, chemical, civil and mechanical engineering, process engineering, biology, geosciences, chemistry, also agriculture, as well as pharmaceuticals. In different countries, of course, you know, there might be other topics related to water engineering, and they're also welcome to apply. Facts to know, like I said, mentioned before, the certificate is of the master's is by the TU Berlin, Germany. Teaching is all done by German professors and researchers. It is taught in English, and it's definitely applied research. The master thesis study is the highlight of every 2 years of the master's programs, where every student conducts his own research and presents it, and we usually become quite really proud by our first graduate class that has conducted many and various topics of research that serves the region. 2 years fall in Gunna and in Berlin. And of course, we need to know that application deadline is on the 31st of May of this month. And you can see here that also the links for how to apply and the scholarship opportunities available. But of course, we should not neglect the opportunities that my colleague Hani had explained before from the DAAD for those who lives in the Americas and United States or Canada, who can definitely benefit from the DAAD opportunities. From those in Egypt or other countries, I definitely encourage you, like my colleague said, to contact the DAAD offices in your own countries and discover more on what opportunities of scholarships they can offer as well. This is all I have to say, but please, definitely, you are most welcome to give us any of your questions, and we'll be glad to answer you. I hope I did not take long.
Great, thank you. That was a wonderful presentation with a lot of very useful information. Are there questions from the audience? I know that I had one person who said, I do have a question, but then unfortunately didn't actually ask the question. So do you have a question at this point? If while we're waiting, my question would be, do you know what your graduates did afterwards? So where, for example, they do you have any information on where they found jobs, particularly countries, but also in what companies? I think that's always interesting for students who apply to a program like this. Do you have any information on that?
Yes, actually, considering that some of our qualified students, they need to have had, like my colleague said, we are an advanced master's, so that requires that they would have had a working experience before. We actually, today, I've learned of one of them joining one of the largest engineering companies in the Middle East. It's called Dar al-Muhandis, and it actually works as a consultant for the Egyptian government for all their projects of development at the Suez Canal. So he actually joined them. He comes from the water department, and he actually works with them on the water ground development. So that's one. On the other scale, we have also another one from the also from the water, who actually went back to his old company that he had left 2 years ago for his studies, and he's now a project manager there on their projects at Sinai. Again, for the water, because it's actually a very crucial topic in the Middle East, and especially for Egypt. So, and we have a few Egyptians that had studied in it, but yet they are very highly demanded. And they have only graduated in January, and we are only in May. So that's higher than the average ratio that we hear from other programs. Usually it takes up a good 6 months or such, but actually the demand on them is quite high. Others from energy, I know that 2 actually of our Egyptian students has been recruited by German companies that they have had internships with, and I'm not sure really of the names of them, because unfortunately my German doesn't help me to pronounce them correctly. But so far, we've been actually getting in touch slowly with each of our graduates to learn more about their activities. And I will update you more on this, but so far, you remember our first actually graduate class was, there was 17 Egyptians, and the rest were all foreigners. And we know that there's about 5 of the master graduates have actually decided to conduct PhD studies. So they are back into the TU Berlin to conduct their research again, which is actually something we are very proud of course, because that means that the research or the institutional goals of the campus is in effect.
In addition, we have 2 urban development students which are now doing their PhD at Cairo University. We have 1 student which is now in Dubai working, but as Rien just said, our alumni work is just recently starting. But what we know until now from our alumni is quite promising, that they are really easily finding a job or continuing their study to do their PhD.
Great, thank you. And then another question that I have was, are you planning on adding a few more master's degrees to your portfolio, or are you working with those 3 wonderful programs? They're wonderful programs, but I'm wondering if there is maybe in the future also potential to add a few more other master's degrees, so that maybe other students who are well, I don't have any.
We are working on extending our study offers. This is work in progress, I would call it. We will maybe have very soon 2 additional master programs, IT for energy and business engineering.
Okay. And
we are also in the progress to offer PhD degrees, but this is still an ongoing process. Yeah. But we are working on this.
So yeah, for the listeners, keep an eye out for the newsletter, the DAAD newsletter, and of course the announcements from the TU Berlin. I assume that once you launch that program, you will make sure to let people know that that it exists, and that sounds very exciting.
Always keep in touch with our Facebook page and Twitter. This is the fastest way of communication. But truly, our webpage of Campus Laguna and all the other tools. It's worth to have a look at it. And in addition, you should visit our Facebook page for the video of our last open day, or the video of the graduation ceremony. This could also give you a great overview of what Campus Laguna is, and to have some pictures of it. Moreover, we have recently published on the Facebook page the new promotion video of GUNA, of Elguna, which the motto of Elguna is life as it should be. So this is also a nice opportunity for you to have a look at the community around and the location around Elguna. And yeah, information material on the internet about Berlin is available.
Great, thank you. I do actually have a question from Rodolfo, and he asks about DAAD scholarships for the TU Berlin Elguna courses. Are these scholarships only for Canada and the United States, if I understand the question correctly? So DAAD scholarships are available for students from any country who would like to study in Germany, or for Germans who would like to study abroad. So if you're not a German citizen and you would like to study in Germany, then you could apply, for example, to get funding for the year. It's a year, right, that students go to Germany, go to Berlin for.
No, 2 years. 2 years. It's 120 ECTS. It's a 2-year study.
Yes, but that they're actually in Germany and not on the Elguna campus. That's my question.
Yeah, there are different scholarship schemes. There is for sure the DAAD, and I'm not sure if in El Salvador is a DAAD office, but it's maybe worth to visit. And we have scholarships, we have DAAD scholarships at campus. So when you start studying at our campus, you can apply for DAAD scholarships to get your stay in Germany financed, to get the flight financed, to get the stay financed, an additional language course. There are the further scholarship schemes by DAAD, but moreover we are working together, or we are linking our students to all possible scholarship opportunities. So check our scholarship page. There are the OFIT scholarships, the OPEC Fund for International Development. In energy engineering, there are certain specific scholarships. We have some scholarships available for Egyptian nationals. But the rest of the world, these available scholarship opportunities are listed on our scholarship page.
Just to follow up on that, so I understand correctly that it's the students that are in the master's program on the Elguna campus will study in Germany for 1 year. So that's part of the program. Is that correct?
For 1 year. No. Yeah, Ring?
Yeah, actually, what they do is they spend the second semester, which is 6 months in Berlin. That's for the 2 departments of energy engineering and urban development. And their master thesis is usually undetermined destination because it all depends on the focus of the study and the research they're doing. Many of our students, if not travel between Guna and Berlin to conduct the research and to follow up on the studies with that at the, what you say is the last semester of their study. So in total, it is a 1 year, but it's not, the final 6 months are determined by the research, and also they are not consecutive. They are separate because the third semester is in Guna.
Theoretically possible to write your master thesis in El Salvador at a company, for example, with a supervisor of TU Berlin. And since we are living in the 21st century with the availability of webinars and Skype and so on, so the counseling is it could be possible. So you can write your master thesis in Germany, in Egypt, or anywhere else in the world. This depends on your master thesis supervisor and the topic you are working on.
Okay. So just for clarification, I don't know if you're aware, so for you, Rodolfo, so if you're interested in specifically DAAD scholarships, those are available if you want to conduct your research in Germany, if you study in Germany for that period of time. And otherwise, I invite you to take on the offer that what Thomas just mentioned. There are other scholarships available as well. So I encourage you to explore the TU Berlin Elguna campus website and explore their resources as well, what's available for you while you're a student in Egypt. All right. Are there any other questions from the audience? I don't see any right now. So I would like to give my presenters the opportunity to address anything that they didn't address in their presentations that they think may be useful for the attendees.
Okay, I will just like to add something. I know my colleague had mentioned that we will be having soon to be announced other master programs and structured PhD programs, but we also encourage individual PhD studies at Campus Ulgona if the topics are related to the 3 current published or current actually running master programs. If there is anybody that has an individual research or PhD and has the topic that would be supervised by any of our professors, after approaching those professors, they are most welcome to use the campus facilities for their research, of course, and that it entails a different topic, but just to give them a cue that we still do encourage PhDs. If not, we will have a structured program soon to be announced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be with you during this webinar. I think it's a great opportunity to connect. If we look at the participation list, and there are people from the United States, from Germany, from Egypt, and from South America, it's great. I hope you have additional questions, and just drop us an email. We will provide you with some additional information material to your email. I hope this is okay for you. And yeah, and then we keep in touch and see how we can work together in the future.
Great, thank you. So, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this webinar, I recorded this webinar. I will transfer this recording to our website along with the PDF. And once that's done, I will send you a follow-up email with a link to that website, but also, again, with the contact information from Reem, Thomas, and myself. And with that, I would like to close this webinar for today. Keep an eye out for future webinars. As I said, there won't be any additional webinars over the summer, but do keep an eye out. There will be more webinars starting in September. I hope you have a wonderful day. If it's evening where you are, I hope you have a wonderful evening. And with that, goodbye, and I hope to hear and see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. You have a good one.